Yeah, welcome back to my latest video. Okay, this video is about my latest contribution to PowerShell Gallery. This is my 16th contribution, and this is my latest PowerShell module called Convert from Jinja. So, why do we need? Okay, so normally how we are doing traditionally when we have to create a HTML report, right, inside our PowerShell script. So we do something like this, right? We initialize the object that will have our PowerShell data, and we create a HTML string, and we introduce the HTML code in string, right? So this is like writing two languages in the same file, right? So this is a small sample, but if you are writing a big HTML file with mixed languages in between, because you have to switch between two different languages, two different worlds, and and you have to introduce style, those kind of thing, right? So in this, if you see the styling is less, but if you have a big styling to do, so this will soon get messy, right? And consider my code with my module, right? So this is my code with module, and you will see later in this video that all my HTML code is in this Jinja file, J2 file, right? So let's run this and show you the output. Let me delete the existing one so that you can see for the real time. Okay, let me run this. Okay, and let's open it. Okay, this is the output that it generated. Okay, so we have nicely formatted data, right? And I will go through that HTML Jinja. Okay, so how does this help compared to the traditional messy way of generating a HTML? A report inside our PowerShell script, right? So this gets messier if your HTML code become big and the readability of your PowerShell script becomes very difficult, right? If you are sharing that script with someone, right? With this with my module, you can break that into a separate file. All your HTML code will reside in a separate file. So I am using something called Jinja templating. So this is very quite popular, mostly among the Python developers, especially if you go for Ansible and all, where it is being used extensively. I believe in Django and the Flask also it is being used extensively. Okay, so basically it allows you to template thing in a separate file, and so that in your main logic you just have to pass through that template, right? So if you see, all my HTML code are here, right? So before that, if you want to try, you can go to PowerShell Gallery. You can search by my name, that is PR_Prakash78, and you will find this module, Convert from Jinja module. Okay, so you can install by using this, but you must have PowerShell version 7.6.0. That is the minimum PowerShell version. This will not work on the Windows PowerShell 5.1, right? You must have this version installed on your system. And this works cross-platform. I will show you the demo on Ubuntu also. So I will use the my WSL, but you get the idea, right? It should work because it is Posh, right? Our PowerShell core. So all my HTML, there is no need to keep extension as J2, but that's a good practice. So that is good practice to use that extension, but there is no mandatory to keep that. Okay, so if you see, this is HTML code, right? And where we are substituting our variable. Okay, you are seeing this storage status, and this is where you are substituting our variable. These are partial objects that we are substituting in our Jinja template, right? And whenever you want to substitute a variable, it should be within the curly braces, right? So if you see, this is our data variable. This is a custom object, and it has two key value pair, right? So that is what I'm referring here. That is what I'm referring here. And this is Python for loop. So since in the Jinja templating world, it is more of a Python world. So you must have a basic if and else, those kind of thing. And the basic for loop knowledge is enough for making a good report using Jinja templating. Okay. So this is what I'm doing. I'm creating a HTML table, and for my TT element, I'm using I'm looping through my disks variable. Where am I passing that disk variable? If you see my code, right, this is my disk variable, right? This disk variable has my logical disk information that you are seeing the output, right? Where is the output? Yeah, this is where you are seeing the output, right? Logical disk, and this is where you see the host name and date. That's where you saw host name and date, right? Okay, so this will be having this will be having all the logical disk installed on my PC. Okay, so this has two parameters. One is input object list, and another is input object. So as you get it, input object is nothing but you have to pass your object, that is any custom object that you create, right? In input object list, you have to pass the object array, right? As you know, this produces object array, so you have to pass that, and you have to pass the name of the variable. Okay, in the object list, you are passing the actual list variable, and here you are passing the variable name, right? Instead of dollar this, you are putting this. Similarly, for object, you are passing the object itself, and in the object var name, you are passing the variable name, that is data. Okay, so that is what we are doing in our for loop. We are iterating through this disk list, right? And then we are referring to the properties of that of that item, right? So we are using dot notation to drill down to that item. So this is what you are seeing the output, device ID and size. So you can see how clean our code is because of this, right? I don't have any messy HTML string inside my PowerShell script. It is quite readable, and also all our HTML logic we can keep outside our PowerShell script, and we can bring all the stylings of world into this, and there are many Jinja filter you can use. For example, if you see, I have used this file size format. This is a native Jinja filter, right? Basically, this is what doing this magic of converting to GB. So I am not doing anything in PowerShell. If you see my PowerShell code, I have not done any formatting there. Okay, there is no formatting, right? I'm not doing any disk formatting. So that is coming from my Jinja filter. So I'm using the default file size format filter, and that is transforming the output of the size. By default, it gives in bytes. That templating is automatically transforming that to GB. Okay. So this will be quite useful. You can bring in lot of built-in native Jinja filters. You can study about it, and you can make an excellent report using my module and the Jinja templating. Okay. So as I told, let's go to the Unix world or Linux world. Okay. So I have Posh installed on this Ubuntu. Okay, let's. This is on WSL Ubuntu. I think 20.4, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so I'm on Ubuntu, and this is having 7.6.2. Okay, so I already have a Jinja here. So let me open that. Okay, this is my Jinja.j2. So basically, I'm saying just create a uptime report and uptime in days.minutes. So this is where my variable will be substituted, right? Uptime.date, uptime.minutes. What is uptime? Uptime is nothing but my PowerShell object, and I will be just feeding the get uptime output to that variable, right? Once that is done, all I have to do is once your module is installed, all I have to do is call my module, right? This is what I'm doing. If you can see my Jinja template path, complete path to my Jinja file, and input object, as I said, the actual object that you are that you need to pass to your mentioned in your Jinja template. So this is the actual PowerShell object that you need to pass, and the variable name of that, right? Why variable name? Because we are referring this uptime in our Jinja, right? So you need to tell the template that this is the variable that you need to substitute, and out-file that we are basically getting a result file, right? So you get the idea, right? You can do CSV or you can create HTML, whatever you like. Okay. So let's read this back. Okay, you can see uptime report, uptime in days, minutes. Okay, so if you just read back this, you will get the same, right? So you will get 0 days or minutes, blah blah blah. So this is what you are seeing, right? So with this this module, you can concise your longer code wherever you need to do formatting or creating a report that involves HTML, CSV, or any other file format that you need to bring some other language inside your PowerShell that is not PowerShell. So there is a convert to HTML, but as you know, that it is not straightforward when it comes to styling. Okay, even though you refer additional CSS, but it is not that easy, right? You have to do a lot of things. So this will be easier for you, and since this is being cross-platform, you can use across Windows and Linux, provided you have Posh 7.6.0 minimum installed on your PC. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to visit the PowerShell Gallery and download this my latest module. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day. Bye bye.